Hello, our names are Clarissa Contreras and Erica Prado. We construct Group A of the International Community Service for Cal State LA Child Development 3730. This presentation will cover our progress throughout the course of the semester. The presentation will include information on the needs assessment and objectives, the preparation, our partners' information, the units, and our reflection on this journey. Needs assessment. Determining our partner's way of learning and reading comprehension assisted the group members in selecting the appropriate reading book. The partner's reading fluency gave the group members an insight on what activities to develop and what words to review. The questions used to develop a unit were as follows. What is the partner's reading comprehension level? What is the partner's reading fluency level? What area do the partners need more assistance in? And how do our partners learn? Strengths and learning styles. A strength for both partners is that they have acquired some of the English language. This makes it easier to communicate with the group members when asking questions, having conversations, or reviewing material. Both our partners expressed that they are visual and auditory learners. Our partners will benefit from the images provided in the presentations and by listening to the way words are pronounced. Objectives. The objectives are to help strengthen the partner's English language, introduce new vocabulary each week, build their confidence when speaking and reading in English, and enhance their pronunciation. Current needs. The partner's current needs are to improve their enunciation, increase their vocabulary, and build confidence when speaking and reading in English. We will now go over the preparation that was involved for the sessions. Meetings. The preparation consisted of inviting our partners to a Zoom session that took place every Friday via Zoom from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Los Angeles time. Our partners were given the information through email. Questions. During our first session, we asked a series of questions to get to know our partners. We asked them to introduce themselves and what they like to do for fun. We also asked them to share one thing about themselves and what they would like to learn in this program. Now, let's meet our partners and their needs. Our first partner's name is John. John is 11 years old and attends Chao He Elementary School. John lives in Taiwan with his parents and older brother. John's mom is an English teacher at his school. His favorite movie is Harry Potter, and when he grows up, he would like to be a scientist just like Einstein. John's favorite subject in school is math. His favorite food is rice, and his favorite color is red. John likes to stay active and plays tchoukball for his school's team. John also likes animals and has birds as pets. He likes to play with his friends on his free time. John also enjoys acting. He was in his school's play, The Spelling Bee, this past fall. Our second partner's name is Vicky. Vicky is 12 years old and attends Chao He Elementary School. Vicky lives in Taiwan with her parents and siblings. Vicky loves animals and has a pet dog, turtle, and a duck. Vicky's favorite subject in school is science and social studies. Vicky likes to read on her free times, and her favorite book is Harry Potter. Vicky loves to spend time with her family, friends, and her pets. Vicky's favorite color is green, and her favorite food is toast. Vicky also plays tchoukball for her school team. Partners' objectives. John and Vicky's objectives are to improve their English, learn new words, improve their pronunciation and articulation, and to acquire confidence when speaking and reading in English. We will now go over the units. Despite creating 8 units, for the purpose of this presentation, we will only focus on 3 units. For Unit 1, the partners' objectives were to learn new words to create sentences and practicing their English by summarizing the story. Materials. The materials used for this unit were a device such as iPad or computer, internet, and drawing materials such as paper, pencil, or crayons. Unit 1 was on the book The Butterfly Cycle by Torrin Anderson. Reading level H. Activities. The first activity consisted of a group member reading the book to the partners. The partners then took turns reading the pages from the book. The second activity consisted of word pronunciation and creating sentences. The third activity consisted of having the partners draw a picture of a butterfly and describe the parts of the butterfly. Evaluations. The partners were able to read the book with minimal help. The words that the partners needed assistance in with caterpillar, chrysalis, and monarch. After the lesson, we determined that the partners were able to understand the meaning of the words as they were able to create sentences on their own. Reflection. As both partners struggled with the same words, we decided to begin the following unit reviewing those words. We determined to establish some ground rules when delivering the lesson, such as slowing down when speaking, providing activities that allow the partners to use the language, and provide ample time for the partners to respond. Since the partners' reading comprehension and reading fluency were good, we decided to move to a higher reading level. The second unit we will discuss is Unit 6. Partners' objectives. For this unit, the objectives were to learn new words, pronounce words correctly, and articulate past and present verbs and nouns. Materials. The materials needed for this unit are just a device and internet, as the lesson was delivered through Google Slides. Unit 6 was on the Spelling Bee by Jill Sherman. Reading level I. Activities. The first activity was a read out loud by a group member. Then each partner took turns reading the book. The second activity involved vocabulary and definitions. The third activity consisted in matching the definition with the corresponding words. The fourth activity allowed the partners to use critical thinking skills by answering the questions. Evaluations. The partners read the books with minimal assistance. We only assisted the partners with the following words: Mr., Lopez, and thought. The partners were able to match the definitions to the corresponding words, and the partners were able to answer the critical thinking questions. Reflections. For the next unit, we determined to select a book that met both their needs, yet one that challenged them. Although the partners were able to answer the critical thinking questions, we would like for them to express themselves with more than single words. For the next activity, asking to summarize the story in their own words may encourage them to use full sentences. The third unit we will discuss is Unit 7. Partners' objectives. The partners' objectives were to be able to use vocabulary words in a sentence, pronounce words correctly, and be able to retell a story. Materials. The materials needed for this unit are just a device and internet, as the lesson was delivered through Google Slides. Activities. Activity 1 was a read out loud by the group member, then the partners took turns reading the book. The second activity was to introduce vocabulary words and their definition as well as matching them. The third activity allowed the partners to match, draw, and describe the phases of the moon. Evaluation. This book was a challenging book as we noticed that the present and past tense words were an extremely difficult concept, especially since the partners are in different reading levels. Even though this book was more challenging, the partners were able to read most of the book. Reflection. For the next units, we will continue to challenge the partners while being mindful of their needs and reading level. Finally, we will talk about our journey and reflection. This journey was a great learning experience. At the beginning of this journey, we were very nervous despite having prior experience as teachers. Neither of us had ever worked with children older than 5 years old. With a rocky start, we were able to adjust and develop a great program that benefited our partners. Our excellent group effort and communication was the key to a successful group. Thank you for listening to our presentation.